Welcome to the May 1st, 2017 edition of LRMania's review of Monday Night Raw. And this will be the review of the post-payback edition of Monday Night Raw. And the show starts off, we have a celebration for Alexa Bliss. What you have is every single woman on the Raw main roster in the ring. You have a red carpet out, and then you have a circular platform, and then Alexa Bliss comes out, and she does a really good job. She cuts a really good promo, and I really, really like Alexa Bliss. She's very good on the microphone. She's absolutely smoking hot. She's gorgeous. I think she's the best looking woman they have. She has a great look, great body. She does look a lot like Trish Stratus, and I heard in NXT they would even joke, and they would call her Mini Trish, her baby Trish. That's what I really think of her. She looks so much like Trish Stratus, or not necessarily look, but I mean, she acts so much. She has those facial expressions Trish has. I'm sure she studied Trish a lot, but that's who she really reminds me of. And Alexa cuts a very good promo. Again, she's very good on the microphone, lots of charisma. Really good. Again, I really like her facial expressions, but and the one weakness, not necessarily weakness, but I mean you can consider it not her strongest attribute to ring skills. Not very good in the ring. She's had some bad matches, but the match with Bayley is pretty good. So when she's in there with someone good, she can have a good match, and not a bad work or anything. Just kind of okay. Anyway, she's doing really good, and she starts talking. Trashes Mickie James. She goes after Sasha, trashes her, and then of course she goes, and then at the end she goes after Bayley, and Bayley tips her over off the platform, and there's a huge brawl. And then you have an 8-woman tag. I thought the show was just going to be Alexa and Nia against Sasha and Bayley, but they switched it for whatever reason. So then it's an 8-woman's tag, and the match just went too long. I mean, it went through 2 commercial breaks. It was a bit too long. They beat up the hell out of Sasha. It seemed like forever when they would, they waited forever for her to get the hot tag to Bayley, and the match was just okay. I mean, I understand giving the one more time. People always want to see them get more time. But this match was too long. And then in the end, Alexa Bliss pins Bayley for the second consecutive night. So I don't know what they're doing here. I don't know if they're going to... Alexa is going to continue with this feud. I don't know if they're going to go Alexa and Sasha. Or what I'm thinking of is Alexa and Bayley at Extreme Rules. So, and I think it's going to be Bayley, Sasha, SummerSlam. So I'm not so sure where they're going here. But it was what it was. Nothing much here. The match was very simple. It's not very good. It's long. Nothing happened in the match. So after that, we get Enzo Amore and Carl Anderson, which I can care less about. Enzo Amore is terrible in the ring. He's terrible as a singles competitor. I never want to see this guy have a singles match. And I like Enzo and Cass. I've always been a big fan of Enzo and Cass. I think they're great as a tag team. I think the fans will turn on Cass if Enzo leaves, and I think they're actually really good together, and I think even if they want to give Cass a push, Enzo can be his manager, but yeah, Enzo's terrible on his own, and him and Gallows, boring match, yeah, it was not very much to say. Gallows won. You went to some backstage time with Neville and TJ Perkins, don't care about the cruiserweight, sorry. Then you had Seth Rollins come out for a decent segment. He comes out, he starts talking. He wants Brock Lesnar, and then that looks like that's where we're going. And then all of a sudden, he's interrupted by Finn Balor. Balor comes in. He says he beats Seth. He wants the shot. And then you had Ambrose come out, who's the IC champ, and then you had Miz come out. And Miz comes out, it's like, this guy is such a geek, and he's lost all his WrestleMania momentum he created when he feuded with John Cena. And then the match goes, Ambrose calls Kurt Angle, and this feels so cheesy. It's so, I hate this version of Dean Ambrose. If you ever want to see the crazy Dean Ambrose, now we're getting this comedy bullshit. And it seems like Dean Ambrose is just phoning it in at this point. and then they say it's a triple threat match for the IC title, and then that's in the main event. So when they first said this, I was thinking this is going to be a fatal four-way match, and number one contender for Brock, and so it's a triple threat match, number one title for the Intercontinental title. So I mean, that's fine. Went to some cruiserweight match. Again, could care less about the cruiserweights. Then after that, you got Cesaro and Sheamus come out for a promo. So Sheamus and Cesaro are talking, and Hardy's come out, and Matt Hardy's so obviously going to be the broken character, which everyone wants. They're going to do it. I think it's a lock. We're going to see it. It's coming. It's only a matter of when, not if. And I think once they get everything settled, they're going to see this character. It's happening, and even the delete thing, which all the crowd can delete. Matt and Jeff did the delete symbol. Yeah, we're going to see the broken universe, and we'll see how WWE handles it, if they don't botch it. And I mean, the way they booked the House of Horrors last night, it's a bad indication of what they're going to do. He had some goofy comedy segment in the back, which Miz was being interviewed, and Dean Ambrose interrupts and introduces him again. Boring of this comedy, Dean Ambrose. It just looks like he's phoning it in. Then he had Apollo Crews against Heath Slater. I'm actually starting to like this gimmick of this Titus brand. Everyone has a brand. It's so relevant to today's society. Everyone thinks they have a brand. If you have a Twitter account, you have a brand. I have nearly 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I think I have a brand. Do I have a brand? I think I have a brand. I have nearly 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Is LRMania brand. So this Titus brand, he keeps trying to promote it. And it looks like they're trying to turn Apollo Crews heel, which I think they should have done a long time. Big thing with Apollo Crews, they had him jab out to the Miz all the time, and no one thinks Miz is a tough guy, and it hurt Apollo's credibility. So I actually like Apollo Crews right now, and hopefully this actually works. Probably won't, but this is starting to grow on me, believe it or not. And then after that, Kurt Angle comes out, and he talks about the Reigns and Strowman match. What he says is it was a physical match, and they're both hurt, and Reigns, I think she said Strowman has a torn rotator cuff, which was very surprising. I don't know if that's real. Then Bray Wyatt comes out, and then they have an interaction. So Kurt and Bray in the ring. Bray goes on, and then I was expecting Bray to hit Angle. I don't know if Kurt can take any damage, but once Bray Wyatt interrupted him, I was like, oh, something's gonna happen. And Bray keeps talking over and over, says it's his world, and then I would just kind of go to black. I mean, it just goes to black. It was just really awkward how they did that. And then back from commercial, you have Dean Ambrose tries to interview Seth Rollins in the locker room, and it's really whatever. I'm sick of seeing this go on and on. I hate this version of Dean Ambrose. Then you had Austin Aries and TJ Perkins. Match is okay, nothing much to say. Austin Aries won, so I think they're going to Aries and Neville at Extreme Rules. Maybe I think Aries will probably win the belt there. And then they have, they do Finn Balor interviewing Dean Ambrose, and it's just like, man, they did this so many times, and they keep having guys try to interview each other, and it's just not working anymore. I want to see Charlie Caruso. Where's she? She's smoking hot. She has great tits. Anyway, I got more goofy comedy. And then after a commercial, you have Goldust in the ring. Goldust, he's in the back, and then he's talking to Kurt Angle, and they're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, and then he makes some reference, again, more references. Kurt says there will be a tag team match for number one contender, and so I guess you're going to probably get Goldust and R-Truth against Cesaro and Sheamus. So then you have, they announced Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens for the U.S. title on SmackDown, so that obviously means, is it going to get the belt back? And then you have a triple threat main event. You actually had a good match. This is actually a very, very, very good main event. One of the better Raw main events I've seen in a while. And and it surprised me how good of a main event it was until the ending, and then of course you have Bray Wyatt comes out and screws everything up, and yeah, of course Bray has to come out, and he hits it's gonna be Bray Wyatt and Sister Abigail in a feud. Then you had Miz pin Finn Balor, which I don't agree with pinning Finn Balor, so I guess we're getting a Bray Wyatt Finn Balor. I knew they couldn't resist themselves. I thought they could save this for SummerSlam, but Bray and Finn for about 4 months. This is going to take forever. Finn's going to win. I don't think this is going to do anything for Finn. Certainly won't do anything for Bray, so I'm not excited at all for a Bray Wyatt Finn Balor match. I could care less about this. I do not want to see this rivalry. I have zero interest in this, as you can see. Really don't care. I've lost a lot of interest in Bray Wyatt. I don't want to see Bray and Finn have a long-term rivalry. I think it's going to be hard to sit through at times. It has potential. I understand why they do it. The Eater of Worlds, two dark gimmicks versus the Demon King. But I really don't want to see this at all. I have zero interest in this, and that's the truth. And, I think Miz will probably beat Dean Ambrose for the IC title, and Ambrose is doing nothing, so I really don't care about that. It wasn't a bad show, and he had some good stuff. Just, it's hard to sit through. I didn't like it. It's really hard to sit through at times. And I think that's a huge problem with Monday Night Raw. It's harder and harder, really, to be a wrestling fan. Because some of the stuff they do, it gets very boring and very tired very quickly. The show was okay. It wasn't a bad show at all. I'm getting really drained. I don't know. Seeing through these 3-hour shows every single week, so not a bad show. I'm not too interested in the direction they're going. Hopefully things get heated up by SummerSlam, but we're entering the down period of WWE. The WrestleMania to SummerSlam down period. They're just trying to kill time. It's like, if you watch a season, watch a TV show, and there's, there's like 20 episodes in the season, and then midway through the season, the two big points are the beginning and the end, and they're just trying to kill time, just filler episodes. It's hard to sit through. It's exactly where I think WWE is at with Raw. Just a lot of filler shit. So, show was okay. It's just, I was really bored in watching it. I was really not that excited for anything they're doing right now, and hopefully that changes.